Hello friends. In our previous session, we have seen how to create a database using Oracle Cloud Services. In this session, we will see how to start up the cloud database and how to stop the cloud database. For that, we have to log into Oracle Cloud Services. I have logged in and I am at my dashboard. On the dashboard, we have an option that is selecting the navigation menu. Select the navigation menu, select the services and select the database service. In the database service tab or page, we have a summary window and the list of the instances that's running. Please note, this is the instance what we are referring is not the database instance. Rather, it is known as a service instance. We are in the Oracle Cloud, we are creating different we are using different services, and each services or representation of a service is known as an instance. For example, if you create a server, so that server is also known as a instance for the service, and you are creating a database, so that becomes another instance. So don't get confused with the term instance what we are using and that of the Oracle SID. Okay, to make it clear, let's look at the instance tab here. Okay, so here in the instance tab, you have the option. You are seeing that there is an instance test1. Okay, and in the summary tab, you can see that there are one instance is running, and we are getting some information. We'll come to that a bit later. So now, if you select the instance name, that is a test1, it will be taking us to the detailed information about that instance. And the more important point is that the resources served by that instance. So here you can see on the second tab, that is on the resource tab, we are getting some additional information like the host name, that's nothing but the instance name what we have created, and the public IP address and the SID. See here the SID is ORCL. Okay, so the test1 is the service instance and SID is the database instance name. Hope that is clear. Now we can see that our instance, or since it is a database service, our instance or the database is down now. So now we'll see how to start up this database. For that, there are multiple options. Then I'll go the options one by one. The first option is that just go back to the database cloud service console, and we have the list of the instances running. Before that, let's understand what the summary means. Here the summary is stating about the instances what it's running on our environment, and the number of CPUs used, memory consumed and the storage allocated. Since in my test environment I have only one instance. Okay, so because I have only one instance, and that since that instance is shut down, the number of CPUs utilized as well as the amount of memory utilized is 0, and the space allocated is 150 GB. And for this particular instance or particular host, I have a public IP address. Previous screen we have seen how to identify the public IP address. Okay, fine. Now we will work on this particular instance. Since instance is stopped, we have an option on the right hand side to start up the instance. So the right hand side menu is helping or giving us different option to select the different console pages. Click on it and you will be getting the different console, like open DbaaS mount console, application express console, EM console, start, stop, extra. Now we will select the option start to start up the database or start up the instance. So when the instance is starting, obviously the database will be started along with that one. That's option number one. Another option is that go to the instance specific page. Okay, so if you look at the link for that instance, we have an option to select it. It's a hyperlink. Click on that and there you will be going to the instance details page. Here also we can see that the instance nodes is 1, CPU allocated is 0, memory is 0, and 150 GB is allocated. Here on the left hand side we have the overview, and then the patches available. We will see how to apply the patches and all coming to the in the later classes. Okay, so more important point here is that it is the information about the instance. It says that the status of the instance is stopped, and then how do we connect it to the instance? The connector string, it is a test1:1521. that is a port number that is we have selected while creating the database. And remember, we have created a container database. So we have created a container database. As along with that one, we have created a PDB one. The name of the PDB database is PDB1. So we have the connection string to connect it to this database. Using this, we will be able to connect. And also, we are getting the edition. It's an enterprise edition, and the version is 12.2.1. And if you wanted to get some additional information, you have an option to click on the show more option. Click on it. You will be able to understand what is the character sets that we are used, national character set extra, and the time zone, and the SQLnet port number. And here on the resource tab, we are getting in additional informations like the public IP that is used. Using this public IP only, we will be able to connect it to the database, and the Oracle SID, the number of CPUs, memory, and the storage. Here also we have a menu to navigate or to manage this node. Click on it, and from this menu also you will be able to start up the node. Along with that, database also will be started. Okay, so now let me start up the database or the instance by going back to the Oracle Cloud console, Oracle Database Cloud console. From there, I'll just select the menu, that is the management menu here. Click on here and select the start option. It asks you a confirmation whether you want to start up the database. And another tip along with this, while you are going or working with your environment, say based on what kind of license you use, you must manage the database efficiently to reduce the cost. For example, you are using a test environment, and you are not going to, or you are not planning to run it completely or around 24/7. In that case, whenever you don't want the database, or whenever you don't want any service, in that case you can shut down the service, because you would have enrolled for, or you have subscribed for pay as you go option. Means you will be making the payment as and when you are using. You will be say for example, you have used the service for 2 hours, so for the 2 hours you will be making the payment. So in that case, it's always good that you shut down all the resources which you are not using. So since I am using a promotional account or trial account, so as soon as I am done with my work, I will shut down, because while you create a promotional account, as of this recording, Oracle is giving 300 credit points, $300 credit points. So as and when you are using the different resource or different services, a certain amount of credit amount will be reduced from your account. So once that credit amount, or once the amount is credited is elapsed, or it's utilized, then you will not have the access to the trial account. So the best option or best way to utilize the credit allocated for you is that whenever you are not using, you please shut down the resources. Okay, hope that is clear. Now I'll start the service. Okay, now here you are getting a message that instance start request is accepted. We have to wait some time till that instance is getting started. Okay, now we can see that the startup is completed. An indication of the startup is completed is then we are getting a green signal over here, and then if you look at the summary tab, we can see that how much the CPU and the memory utilized by this instance. So we are good here. We have started our cluster database. Cool. Now we will see how to shut down the database or shut down this service. For that, as I explained in the startup option as well, we have the two options. That is, one, we can use the instance management option from here, and we have option of stopping, or else we can go to the instance page and then go to the resource management, and from there also we can stop. So since we started the database or the instance, in many of the times I'm using the instance and the database name together. The reason is that in this particular case we are having only one database over here, so there is nothing much difference is taking place when which we are starting the database from the instance console or from the resource tab. Both are same. So here let's come back to the resource tab and select the option of managing this node, and then click on stop button to stop the instance. Here also it's we are getting a confirmation that do you wanted to stop the services or the instance service test. Click on OK. Okay, now we got a message here stating that instance member stop request is accepted, and it will take some time to shut down the instance. We'll go back to the database cloud service console, and we'll see whether the resources are getting released as of now. Now you can see that the status is changed to service maintenance, and still it is showing the amount of CPU and memory utilized. After some time, once the instance is completely shut down, the status will be changing as instance stopped, and the CPU and the memory utilization will be showing as 0. Now you can see that the status has changed. The status is now as or with the status instance stopped. So and also we can see that in the summary tab we can see that the CPU utilization as well as the memory utilization is 0. So to summarize, we have learned today how to start up the cloud database, Oracle Cloud Database, and we also saw how to find out the resources associated with a service instance, and also we have seen how to find out the public IP addresses for a service, and also how much memory and how much CPU is allocated for the database, and we have seen how to shut down and start up. With this we will conclude this session. In the next session we will see how to connect to this database. We have seen the console, we have seen the different options, but we have not even connected to the database. So in the next session we will see how to connect to the database using SSH. Thanks for watching.